The quiet hum of a forest floor is rarely just biological respiration. It is a meticulously calibrated arcane vibration that regulates the heartbeat of the land. And in Must Love Moss and Moonshine, the whimsical, darkly atmospheric, and lethally paced inaugural movement of Maisy Magill's Moonshine Hollow saga, the concept of a cozy fantasy is inverted into a high-stakes, magical industrial survival thriller. Magill, the botanical architect of this fern-choked, moon-drenched, and spellbinding odyssey, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and heart-wrenching masterpiece that treats the local, small-batch brewing of magical elixirs not as a hobby, but as a perilous, reality-anchoring necessity. This isn't a story of whimsical woodland frolicking. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a sanctuary in a village where the flora itself has a predatory agenda, the perilous collision between a desperate protagonist's search for community and the absolute unchecked malice of an ancient, earthbound entity that views human love as a contaminant to its ecosystem, and the terrifying truth that when you brew moonshine in the hollow, you don't just craft a drink, you synthesize a reality-stabilizing buffer against the encroaching, sanity-eroding void. Magill hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A talented, disenfranchised apothecary, forced to defend their homestead against a series of supernatural invasions, finds themselves bound to a legacy that requires the systematic, tactical manipulation of nature's own unrefined power to survive. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the brewing, a state of hyper-rational, magic-infused chemistry that forces them to parse the fundamental, reality-rewriting intent of their moss-aligned magic. As they traverse the oppressive, canopy-shrouded lanes of the hollow and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated forests of the village borderlands, they realize that their harvest is not merely an academic assessment, it is a systemic catalyst that is drawing the attention of the Tangle, entities that hunt those who dare to master the greenery that consumes reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated disappearance of the village's most skilled distillers quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the sanctuary has been covertly funded by the very darkness they are working to keep at bay. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending research project, the constant suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical improvised spellweaving, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their truth be redacted by the Hollow's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. Magill's writing style is unapologetically earthy, machine gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of botanical arcane jargon, sharp, cynical intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. She built exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing tactical gardening grimoires, deciphering forbidden, root-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant vigilant isolation with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the Hollow's truth-guarding entities. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the village's secret, moss-filled basements, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping spirits into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp, analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Must Love Moss and Moonshine an exceptional entry in the modern cozy dark fantasy canon is Magill's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven alchemist whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme, navigational asset rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, moss-bound data into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the hollow danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the village's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and botanical imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.